This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Emergency matters only at the Kingston and the St. Andrew Family Court. The Kingston and the St. Andrew Family Court remains open for emergency matters only, the Court Administration Division of the Judiciary has advised. The court, which is located on Duke Street in downtown Kingston, was closed last week Monday because of COVID-19 cases among staff members. It was reopened for emergency matters later in the week. Emergency matters include children in conflict with the law, maintenance matters where children are approaching the age of 18 and an extension is being sought, domestic violence matters, and the matters under the Child Care and Protection Act, CAD advised. Members of the public are also reminded that they can report cases of domestic violence at the nearest police station. The judiciary is encouraging all Jamaicans to obey the COVID-19 protocols to reduce the rate of infection. For further information, persons may contact the CAD at 876-754-8337 or toll-free at 1-888-429-5269 or via email at customerservice@cad.gov.jm. Man caught with illegal gun in Quarry Hill. A man was arrested by the police after allegedly being caught with an illegal gun in Quarry Hill, St. Catherine on Sunday. Reports are that a patrol team was in the community when they observed the man walking along the roadway before attempting to flee, arousing the suspicion of the police team. The man was then accosted and searched, leading to the seizure of a Smith & Wesson .40 pistol and a magazine containing 30 rounds of ammunition, which were found on him. The incident happened about 2:35 p.m. The man, who has not yet been identified, remains in police custody to be formally charged. Crime affecting workforce productivity, said JCTU. President of the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, Helen Davis White, is reporting that the crime wave is affecting the workforce. Mrs. Davis White warned on Monday that the violence poses a threat to productivity, citing, for example, the fact that workers who would normally work extended hours are now fearful and do not want to be out late at night. Furthermore, she said those who are rostered on early morning shifts are opting to delay their departure from home until daylight out of fear for their safety. That in and of itself will affect productivity because the workers will not be at work when they are expected to be, and that also means that those whom they are relieving will be working longer hours, she added.
Workers who would normally work extended hours are now fearful because of the fact that they do not want to be out late at night. It also means that in some of these communities where workers would have to go to work early on an early shift, what has to happen is that they have to wait until it's light out rather than to be on the road at 5 o'clock in the morning when they are more vulnerable. That in and of itself will affect productivity because it means that workers would not be at work when they are expected to be, and that also means that those whom they are relieving will be working longer hours.
St. Mary businessman killed after allegedly refusing to hand over firearm to gunmen. A businessman was shot dead by gunmen at his home in Three Hills, St. Mary on Sunday after he allegedly refused their request to hand over his licensed firearm. The deceased has been identified as Wayne Williams, otherwise called Norman. He is said to be in his 40s. According to reports reaching the news, Williams was pounced upon by armed thugs in his yard sometime after 11 a.m. The men reportedly demanded that the businessman hand over his firearm, but he was shot when he disobeyed their instructions. The gunmen then invaded his house and the firearm was handed over by his common-law wife after they threatened her life. They then fled the scene. Williams was pronounced dead at hospital. The St. Mary police have launched a manhunt for the culprits. Killings taking place at illegal parties, say JCF. The Jamaica Constabulary Force has revealed that a number of killings so far this year have occurred at illegal parties. Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, head of the Corporate Communications Unit of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, told the news that persons attending wakes have been targeted frequently. Many of the targeted wakes are those held to honor the memories of slain gang members, she said, adding that even after they have killed the person, the violent nature of these criminals means they don't want to see anything that shows that you are showing any respect to that life that was taken. She is therefore urging that these gatherings be avoided.
A lot of them are persons who are involved in gang conflict and criminal activities and were killed by their cronies or rival factions. And when they have these gatherings, we understand how people feel about the death of a loved one and they want to have these gatherings. But even after they have killed the person, the violent nature of these criminals, they don't want to see anything that shows that you're showing any respect to that life that was taken. So they will target these weeks and they will shoot them up, fire shots there and shoot innocent persons because they probably see one individual that they want to get at. So as much as persons can avoid these types of gatherings, we would want to encourage them to do so.
PSOJ wants a bipartisan agreement for return of SOEs. The private sector organization of Jamaica is calling for the government and the opposition to meet urgently and to work out a compromise for the implementation of states of emergency amid the non-stop murders since the start of the year. Nearly 100 people have been murdered since January 1. PSOJ President Keith Duncan believes that violent gangs are acting with impunity because there isn't a powerful response from the government. Duncan is of the view that the situation is at a crisis level and warrants the use of states of emergency. The government was forced to discontinue states of emergency in 7 police divisions in November after it failed to get the opposition's backing in the Senate. The opposition has stressed that it believes the way the government is using the emergency powers is unconstitutional. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has declared 2 new zones of special operations since the start of the year, but has expressed doubt that they can address the current crime wave.
My biggest concern as it relates to crime is the unnecessary murders that are taking place right across Jamaica. These are gangs that are killing each other, killing members of the communities, and they are not seeing a powerful response from the powers that be. And this is because the response tool that they have in their arsenal is the SOEs to respond to emergency situations like this. So the murders are very, very disturbing, and we have to use the tools that we have, which is the SOE, to really put these gangs on their back foot. The national consensus on crime that we have as a country with the opposition and the government of Jamaica and civil society have agreed that we can use the military and we can also have the use of tribunals which are equal to states of emergency. We are asking the opposition and the government of Jamaica to sit at the table and to work out this emergency response and to work through the use of the SOEs in this crisis that we're now facing. There were new regulations drafted around the emergency powers regulations, which allow for 7-day review of detentions and also a maximum 90-day detention before the detainee has to be released. So we believe some of the concerns have been addressed.
Rather, to address the challenges facing St. Thomas farmers. Hefty input cost and the lack of reliable tractor are atop the list of challenges being faced by farmers in St. Thomas. The Eastern Parish consists of 2 agro-parks boasting a membership of 40 farmers who are all dedicated to intensive agricultural production. The local farmers depend heavily on the support of the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, which has an extension staff that is geared towards providing technical services and advice on how they can improve production and productivity. The team, through special programs, is also able to supply farmers with agricultural inputs such as seeds and fertilizers. Speaking with the news, Rada's Parish Agricultural Manager for St. Thomas, Bevine Martin Dickinson, admitted that the farmers of both agro-parks in the parish are plagued by a number of challenges, that the authority hopes to address in short order. One of the biggest challenges that the farmers have in this highly productive area is the use of an efficient tractor. RADA has a tractor, but because of the volume of work and with the tractor serving both eastern and western St. Thomas, it often goes out for repairs, and so that's a challenge for the farmers for timely production, she shared. Martin Dickinson revealed that assistance was sought from the Agro-Investment Corporation, which lent them a tractor out of Clarendon, allowing the local farmers the ability to maximize on preparing their land for mass onion production early in the season. In the meantime, RADA, she shared, is securing an additional tractor to serve the parish, which is slated to be ready by April. We have already received the implements. We have received a plow, an arrow and a bedder as attachments to the tractor, so they can efficiently do land preparations for the farmers, she said, adding that a mechanical planter is also being sourced to assist in the area. The parish agriculture manager listed too as a major challenge the deplorable conditions of the farm roads in St. Thomas. She shared they need improvement, and so we will be giving that information to RADA through our Extension Activities Services Management System for us to get our roads under the national program. Each year we are allocated 2 roads, and so this year we are going to ensure that one of the roads within the onion belt is addressed. Martin Dickinson echoed the farmers' cry that the constantly increasing input expenses have been a blight on production. According to her, in 1 week, fertilizer increased twice, and that's a challenge for planning and the cost of production that is increasing each production cycle. Reiterating the authorities' commitment to back the farmers, the parish manager added, the opportunities are that they have RADA's support and our experienced technical teams at RADA St. Thomas, supported by the other agencies, who provide additional technical information to them so they can improve their production and their productivity. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.